First question, why is this even taken as a messianic psalm? It's David talking about his pain and suffering. My God, why have you forsaken me? Why are you so far from saving me? So far from the words of my groaning, I cry out to you. He seems to be forsaken by God and man. Verse 12, many bulls surround me, strong bulls of Bashan encircle me, roaring lions tearing their prey, open their mouths wide against me. I pour it out like water, all my bones are out of joint. My heart is turned to wax, it's melted away within me. He's coming right to the jaws of death. Verse 21, rescue me from the mouth of the lion, save me from the horns of the wild oxen. And now something happens. Verse 22, I will declare your name to my brothers in the congregation. I'll praise you. You who fear the Lord, praise him, all you descendants of Jacob. Honor him, revere him, all you descendants of Israel, for he has not despised or disdained the suffering of the afflicted one. He has not hidden his face from him, but has listened to his cry for help. From you comes the theme of my praise in the great assembly. Before those who fear you will I fulfill my vows. The poor will eat and be satisfied. They who seek the Lord will praise him. May your hearts live forever. All the ends of the earth will remember and turn to the Lord, and all the families of the nations will bow down before him, for dominion belongs to the Lord, and he rules over the nations. Wait a second. All the nations of the earth are going to turn to the Lord and worship and adoration and praise when they remember how David got delivered from the jaws of death? I think not. All the rich of the earth will feast and worship. All who go down to the dust will kneel before him. Those who cannot keep themselves alive. Posterity will serve him. Future generations will be told about the Lord. They will proclaim his righteousness to a people yet unborn, for he has done it. He's delivered me from death. Well, I believe that this was written with reference to David and his sufferings and deliverance from the jaws of death, and with great enthusiasm and vision and excitement these words were written, but they go beyond David. The Messiah, the ideal righteous sufferer who fulfills the destiny of Israel, the Messiah who is the mirror image of the positive promises to David lived out, the Messiah who embodies the qualities of Israel, the destiny of Israel, the highest, loftiest goals of God. And as it happened to David, so also, in a greater, more profound way, it happens to the Messiah. And his deliverance from death itself brings praise to God from the ends of the earth. There it is. That's why one of the reasons Yeshua quotes this hanging on the cross is to draw our attention to it. And he quotes those opening words in Aramaic, my God, why have you forsaken me? He's drawing our attention to his suffering. He's drawing our attention to his suffering, the penalty of God's judgment. And he's drawing our attention to this psalm. So we read it and say, whoa, look at this. Even the way he's mocked on the cross, it's exactly the way some of the religious leaders were mocking him. Verse 7, all who see me mock me. They hurl insults, shaking their heads. He trusts in the Lord, that the Lord rescue him. Let him deliver him, since he delights in. This is just what's happening as he's hanging there crucified. Verse 18, they divide my garments among them and cast lots for my clothing. Just what happened. You say, okay, but other people died. Other people had their clothing divided. Other people were persecuted. Other people suffered. Yeah, but no one was delivered to the point. Hear it again. All the ends of the earth will remember and turn to the Lord. All the families of the nations will bow down before him. No one was delivered in such a way that has caused the universal praise to God, caused nations and peoples to come to him and worship, celebrate this great deliverance from death. It's a wonderfully messianic song. Some of the rabbis interpret it with reference to the nation of Israel as a whole. But clearly, in its original intent, David speaking of terrible suffering, deliverance from it, bringing great praise to God, it reaches its fulfillment through Messiah and nobody else, no other choice, no other possibility.